The topic given to me is the teaching of listening, speaking, and reading. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Rinaldo Ilumin, and I am here to share something that hopefully will greatly help in your review for the licensure examination for teachers. Before we proceed, let me share to you this very important thought that it may help you in your preparation for the licensure examination for teachers. It says, success comes to those who act. Let's begin. Item number one. It views listening as starting from listeners' cognitive structures. The listener can understand what is being heard only if the ideas are already present in the listener's mind, meaning processing in listening begins with the listener's prior understanding and proceeds to the reconstruction of the speaker's message. Whole words and entire sentences are the input. Choices: A. Top-down processing, B. Bottom-up processing, C. Interactive processing, D. Transactive processing, or E. Both C and D. Your answer? The answer is letter A, top-down processing. You have to take note that in the question, we have seen already that prior knowledge is already present in the listener. And so the schema is there, and so it will be then easy for the listener to understand the listening text. Item number two, it is significant in the top-down processing of meaning. The theory specifies how prior knowledge, that is, in the listener's memory, interacts with and shapes incoming information from verbal signal and how this knowledge must be organized to support such interaction. The degree of comprehension achieved by the listener is greatly influenced by the degree to which the listeners and verbal text match. Choices are A. Metacognition theory, B. Schema theory, C. Innate theory, B. Behaviorist theory, and letter E. None of the above. The answer is letter B. Schema theory. The technical term for prior knowledge is schema. And that's why we do have what we call as the schema theory to explain the importance of prior knowledge or prior understanding in listening any topic or subject. Now, the degree of comprehension is then dependent on the richness of that schema or prior knowledge or understanding. When such schema perfectly matches with the incoming verbal signals, then uh, the listener will have a lot of things to use to understand such uh, verbal stimuli. Item number three, what are the types of schemata crucial in listening comprehension? Is it A, conceptual knowledge only, B, linguistic knowledge only, C, knowledge of speech structures only, D, A and B, or E, A, B, and C? What's your answer? The answer is letter E, the first three mentioned above: conceptual knowledge, linguistic knowledge, and knowledge of speech structures. These are the cues that will help uh, in listening comprehension. They come together now as our resources to understand incoming verbal text. Item number 4, it views listening that begins from the verbal input. It is a step-by-step processing of incoming acoustic or visual signals such as phonemes, morphemes, words, and phrases, and ultimately the semantic interpretation. Choices are A. Top-down processing, B. Bottom-up processing, C. Interactive processing, D. Transactive processing, or E. Both C and D. The answer is letter B, bottom-up processing. Why? Because you have to listen first to those incoming acoustic or uh, verbal signals, yeah, verbal or and visual signals such as the phonemes, morphemes, words, and phrases and sentences, and as a whole, to have meaning interpretation of those incoming signals. This is most especially true when the listening text is something foreign or new to you, that you have to listen attentively so that you can pin down the meaning being conveyed in that particular listening text. So all begins from those signals. Item number 5. The intent of listening is to assimilate new information, construct new concepts, and acquire new skills. It includes listening to instructions, descriptions, lectures, and news broadcasts. Choices are A. Top-down processing, B. Bottom-up processing, C. Interactive processing, D. Transactive processing, and E. Both C and D. The answer is letter C, interactive processing. Here it corrects the common thought or notion that listening is a passive activity, but rather it portrays that the participant or listener is very active in the process of pinning down meaning of a given verbal text. So the participant here is using a lot of cues, prior knowledge, linguistic knowledge, and so on and so forth. Now uh, to make the meaning processing um, that will benefit the listener in the process. Item number 6, the purpose of listening is to interact with the teacher and other students while accomplishing class tasks. Some other uses are greetings, small talk, jokes, and compliments. Choices are A. Top-down processing, B. Bottom-up processing, C. Interactive processing, D. Transactive processing, and E. Both C and D. The answer is letter D, transactive processing. Now, the purpose of listening here is to establish a relationship or to socialize with other people. It could be the purpose is to open communication or to maintain a lighter atmosphere. That's why we give some jokes. So here, the purpose is basically to mingle and socialize with other people. Item number 7. It is the process of knowing what we know and how we know it. It deals with two dimensions. One is knowledge of one's own cognitive resources in relation to the demands of listening tasks, and two, self-monitoring in case of listening comprehension. Choices are A. Metacognition, B. Listening comprehension, C. Thinking, D. Recalling, and E. None of the above. The answer is metacognition. Here, it's something about thinking, meaning one becomes now knowledgeable or aware of such cognitive processes going through, and how one becomes aware of such processes. And that's why it's called thinking about thinking. Thus, the answer is metacognition. Item number 8. Which cueing system is used to aid in listening comprehension? Such cueing system allows listeners to make switches in order to adjust or compensate, then facilitate comprehension. Choices are A. Phonological cues or sounds, morphological cues or internal structure of words, C. Syntactic cues or grammatical rules, D. Semantic cues or meaning, and E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter E, all of the above. For listening comprehension to be something working for an individual, now these cueing systems must be something that should be present in to the listener, or else if one is not present, then something will be then contributing to the difficulty in the listening comprehension. So this is how important this queuing system that should be really be equipped to a listener. Item number 9. Which strategy develops listening comprehension? Choices are A. SQL3R or the survey, questions, listen, record, recite, and reflect. B. KWL, which stands for what I know, what I want to know, and what I learned. C. Schematic Web. D. Think Aloud, or E. All of the above. The answer is letter E, all of the above. Now, those are very significant in developing listening comprehension. This will help and guide listener to monitor how they are performing in the process. And this will make the listeners also to be active participants in pinning down the meaning being conveyed in a particular listening text. Item number 10. Which of the following is a top-down listening strategy? Is it A, listening for the main idea, B, predicting, C, drawing inferences, D, summarizing, and E, all of the above? The answer is letter E, all of the above. Listening is an active process, as I have mentioned a while ago. Thus, you are very active now in the process. And doing so, you predict, you even draw inferences, or you summarize the main points as been presented in the listening text. But first of all, you need first to listen to the text now to get the main idea. So that's how we do in the listening process. That's how we become active now in any listening activity that we do, whether inside the classroom or outside the classroom. Item number 11. Which of the following is a bottom-up listening strategy? Choices are A. Listening for specific details, B. Recognizing cognates, These are the differences and similarities. C, recognizing word order patterns. D, A and B. E, all of the above. Your answer? The answer is all of the above, because all those things then you have to listen first to the material. So to get details, to get the differences and similarities, or to have the word order patterns, all these things emanates by listening first to the listening materials. So most especially when the material that you're listening to is something you lack knowledge or prior knowledge about it, or it's entirely new to you. So you have to be attentive of everything. So you have to listen to the material as a whole first. Item number 12. Which metacognition activity is normally used by a strategic listener? Choices are A. They plan by deciding which listening strategies will serve best in a particular situation. B. They monitor their comprehension and the effectiveness of the selected strategies. C. They evaluate by determining whether they have achieved their listening goals. D, B, and C. E, all of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter E, all of the above. Now, those activities mentioned from A to C are uh, activities wherein we see that in metacognition, from thinking processing up to the monitoring about such thinking processing, now are being illustrated with these activities. Thus, the answer is letter E. Item number 13. What kind of listening barrier is described when we listen for facts rather than for the main ideas and feelings behind the message? Is it A, factual distractions, B, semantic distractions, C, mental distractions, D, physical distractions, and E, none of the above? Your answer? The answer is letter A, factual distractions. This is true because what is the intention of listening is for pin down facts. Okay? This is most especially when we listen to news broadcast, whether on radio or television, or when we listen to some announcements. Item number 14. What kind of listening barrier is described when other person uses unfamiliar terminology, or when we react emotionally to words or phrases? Choices are factual distractions, B, semantic distractions, C, mental distractions, D, physical distractions, and E, all of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter B, semantic distractions. This is most true, especially when the speaker is using unfamiliar terms. Because with those terms, you know so well that the concepts are being embedded in those unfamiliar terms or terminologies. And that's how important it is. And so, it contributes to your to what we call as semantic distractions. Item number 15. What kind of listening barrier is described when we hear words that carry emotional overtones for us? Our anger, frustration, resentment can impair our ability to listen. Choices are A, factual distractions, B, semantic distractions, C, mental distractions, D, physical distractions, and letter E, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C, mental distractions. Well, it is indeed very normal for us that we cannot think well, or our brain cannot function effectively when we are having anxiety, when we are frustrated, when we are worried. Now, these are the things contributing to the inability of our brain to function well. And this is something very normal to each and every one of us. Thus, the answer is mental distractions. Item number 16. What kind of listening barrier is described when the color of the room, the time of the day, uncomfortable clothing, and noises can all interfere with your ability to listen? Choices are factual distractions, B. Semantic distractions, C. Mental distractions, D. Physical distractions, E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter D, physical distractions. And an example of physical distractions are those mentioned in the item, such as the color of the room, time of the day, especially if it is unholy hour, or you have uncomfortable clothing, and the most common so far are those noises created in our environment. Item number 17. Which of the following has a broad topic in writing? Is it A, reading, B, dancing, C, recreation, D, gardening, E, painting? Your answer? The answer is letter C, recreation. This is indeed very broad topic, and this is meant for a very long discourse. And this is something being discouraged when we are writing, particularly for our students, that we are getting away from very broad topic because it will be then requiring more time, more research studies, and so on and so forth. So in activities wherein we do have limited time, we discourage this kind of topic, broad topic in writing. Item number 18. Identify the item with a general topic in writing. Choices are Manny Pacquiao, B. Volleyball, C. Favorite team, D. Team Gilas, and E. Sports. You answer? The answer is letter E. Sports. Again, this is something we do discourage when we are writing for a limited time. Uh, a general or broad topic, this is something we do not want to, we don't give to our students when they are writing for their exercises. Item number 19. Select the topic with a generic topic in writing. Choices are boss, B. Job, C. Duties, D. Working conditions, and E. Salary. Your answer? The answer is letter D, working conditions. Just like item number 17 and 18, we don't give generic, general, or broad topic in our writing exercises, most especially for limited time that we have in the class. So this is something we don't offer to our students. Item number 20. Which of the following has a limited topic in writing? Choices are cleaning materials, B. Grass cutter, C. House cleaning gadgets, D. All of the above, and E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter B. Grass cutter. When we say limited topic, a topic that is specific, wherein it's something manageable due to limited time that we have in the classroom. So this is something that we offer to our students in contrast to uh, general or generic or broad topic. Item number 21, select which has a narrowed topic in writing. Choices are symptoms, B, cold symptoms, C, sore throat, D, all of the above, or E, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is sore throat. Again, this is very similar to item number 20, wherein we need to give our students a narrowed topic or a specific topic that's something very manageable to them. Specific topics will give them an immediate response because uh, that's something that is working only for such limited time that they have. And this should be something that we need to offer for writing exercises. Item number 22. Identify the item with a specific or limited topic in writing. Choices are A, student activities, B, extracurricular activities, C, blood donation program, D, all of the above, and E, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C, blood donation program. So it's just like the item number 20 and 21. So they have the same characteristics. So with the choices that we have, the most with the specific or limited topic is letter C, blood donation program. Item number 23. Which item has the best topic sentence? A, I couldn't study because I forgot to bring my textbook home. B, I couldn't take the final because my grandmother died. C, students give instructors some common excuses. D, I couldn't come to class because I had a migraine headache. And letter E, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C. Students give instructors some common excuses. You have to remember that topic sentence conveys the main idea, main point of a particular paragraph. And it should be crafted well because it paves the way of the directions that you want to bring your readers in that particular paragraph. Statement A, B, and C, or D rather, are just what we call as statements wherein uh, they convey something, but you cannot anymore provide some details of it because uh, they are just only stating um, a fact. But letter C provides what they call as a statement wherein it expectedly there are some supports that you can provide for it. Item number 24. Select the item with the best topic sentence. Choices are A, it, its brakes are badly worn. B, my old car is ready for the junk. C, its floor has rusted through and water splashes on my feet when the highway is wet. D, my mechanic says its engine is too old to be repaired. And letter E, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter B. My old car is ready for the junk pile. This is the best topic sentence because statement A, C, and D are just what we call as supporting details that can be used to uh, support this topic or main point stated for letter B. Item number 25. Identify the item with the best topic sentence. Choices are A. Part-time workers can be easily laid off. B. The average part-time earns half of the salary of a full-timer. C. Most part-time workers get no fringe benefits. And D. Part-time workers have second-class status. And E. All of the above. What's your answer? The answer is letter D. Part-time workers have second-class status. If you try to analyze those given choices, uh, A, B, and C are just what we call as a supporting details that can be, again, be used for this statement, letter D. Part-time workers have second-class status. Item number 26. Choose the statement with the best topic sentence. Choices are A. The last time I ate at the dinner, I got food poisoning and was sick for 2 days. B. The city inspector found matches and mice in the dinner's kitchen. C. Our town dinner is health hazard and ought to be closed down. D. The toilets in the dinner often back up and the sinks have only a trickle of water. And letter E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C. Our town dinner is health hazard and ought to be closed down. Again, the choices A, B, and D are details in support to letter C. Thus, letter C is the best topic sentence. Item number 27. It is the wrongful appropriation and stealing and publication of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions, and the representation of them as one's own original work. Choices are A. Plagiarism. B. Patenting. C. Hacking. D. Fraud practice. E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter A. Plagiarism. This is something we discourage among our students because it is an act of stealing intellectual property of other people. So that's not your own, and you take it as if that's your original work. Item number 28, which is a common form of plagiarism among students. Choices are A. Submitting someone's work as their own. B. Taking passages from their own previous work without adding citations. C. Rewriting someone's work without properly citing sources. D. Using quotations but not citing the source. Or letter E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter E. All of the above. So no explanation to offer for this particular item because these are some of the common forms of plagiarism committed by our students, and this is being discouraged. Item number 29. It is to attribute to the right person the ideas they have previously expressed in their work. Recognizing the source in the body of the paper includes the author, the date, and often a page number. Choices are A. In-text citation, B. Direct quotation, C. Sentence in-text citation, D. Parenthetical citation, and E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter A. In-text citation. Uh, Item or choices B, C, and D are forms of specific forms rather of in-text citation. Thus, the most appropriate answer is letter A, in-text citation. Item number 30. Uh, a list at the end of the paper giving full details of all in-text citations. Readers can verify the ideas used in the research, check the sources, and lend credibility to the research. Choices are A. In-text citation, B. Bibliography or reference, C. Sentence in-text citation, D. Parenthetical citation, or E. Direct quotation. Your answer? The answer is letter B, bibliography or reference. You have to take note that the bibliography or reference is an important part of a research study that you usually put at the end of the paper now to give the full information about those references that you have used in your research to establish credibility of your paper. Item number 31. What are the ways to cite sources? Is it A, summary or general reference, B, paraphrase, C, quote, D, A, B, and C, or E, none of the above? Your answer? The answer is letter D, A, B, and C, or all of the above. You have to take note that in citing, there are ways rather of citing your sources, and A, B, and C are those ways now to cite your sources. Item number 32. This type of essay is commonly assigned as a capstone or final project in first-year writing or advanced composition courses and involves lengthy, detailed research. It requires the student to investigate a topic, collect, generate, and evaluate evidence, and establish a position on the topic in a concise manner. Choices are A. Argumentative essay, B. Expository essay, C. Historical essay, D. All of the above, E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter A. Argumentative essay. The findings, analysis, judgment, and positions are established based on factual details, and they are gathered in a scientific process, and it's not based on opinions, but rather they're all based on facts. They're all based on information, factual information being gathered. Item number 33. This form of essay involves less research and are shorter in length. This essay is often used for in-class writing exercises or tests. Choices are A. Argumentative essay, B. Expository essay, C. Historical essay, D. All of the above, and letter E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter B, expository essay. So this is opposite to argumentative essay. In expository essay, this is normally adopted as part in the writing exercises in our classes. And here, opinions are accommodated for expository essay. Item number 34. Which of the following is an attribute of an argumentative essay? Choices are A. A clear, concise, and defined thesis statement that occurs in the first paragraph of the essay. B. Clear and logical transitions between the introduction, body, and conclusion. C. Body paragraphs that include evidential support. D. Evidential support, whether factual, logical, statistical, or anecdotal. And E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter E, all of the above. Statement A, B, C, and D are all characteristics of an argumentative essay. Item number 35. Which is true among given number words ending in "teen," such as 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19? A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. Primary stress is on the second syllable. C. Primary stress is on the last syllable, specifically the teen. D. All of the above. E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C. Primary stress is on the last syllable, specifically the teen. So you're not putting the primary in on the first syllable or on the second syllable, which is a common mistake among many Filipino English speakers. It should be on the teen, like 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on and so forth. Item number 36. What is common among these number words ending in ty, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? Choices are A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. Primary stress is on the second syllable. C. Primary stress is on the last syllable. D. All of the above. E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. Common mistakes is that many are putting the stress on the ty endings, 20, 30, 40. This is wrong, but rather it should be 20, 30, 40. So it's on the first syllable. Item number 37. What is common among the following IZE ending of verbs, like categorize, criticize, apologize, materialize, sympathize? Choices are A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. Primary stress is on the second syllable. C. Primary stress is on the last syllable. D. The last syllable, specifically the IZE ending, does not receive the primary stress. And letter E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter D. The last syllable, specifically the IZE endings, or ending rather, does not receive the primary stress. So this is a safer conclusion. We cannot say that letter A, that's true only for categorize, criticize, and sympathize. But for apologize and materialize, it's on the second syllable. So letter D would be then the most appropriate answer for this group of words, the IZ ending of verbs. Item number 38. Which is true among the following ATE ending of verbs, like articulate, concentrate, vaccinate, commemorate, activate? Choices are A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. Primary stress is on the second syllable. C. Primary stress is on the third syllable. D. Primary stress is on the last syllable. And letter E. The last syllable, particularly ATE ending, does not receive the primary stress. Your answer? The answer is letter E. The last syllable, particularly ATE ending, does not, let me repeat, does not receive the primary stress. So meaning it is possible that it is on the first syllable, second, third. That would depend upon the number of syllables present in this ATE ending of verbs. But one thing we are sure is that the ATE ending of verbs should not receive the primary stress. Item number 39. What is common among the following self or selves pronouns such as myself, himself, herself, ourselves, yourself, or themselves? Choices are A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. The last syllable, particularly the self or selves, receives the primary stress. C. Undetermined. D. All of the above. E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The last syllable, particularly the self, receives the primary stress. So it's not on the first syllable, but it should be on the self. That's why you say myself, himself. It's not myself or himself. No, that's wrong. It should be myself, himself. Item number 40. Which is true among the following adjective noun combinations, like busybody, gray hair, linen cloth, huge bouquet, steel wool? Choices are A. The adjective receives the primary stress. B. The noun receives the primary stress. C. Both receives the primary stress. D. Both do not receive the primary stress. Or letter E. Undetermined. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The noun receives the primary stress. So take note, in the adjective combination, it should be the noun that should be then receiving the primary stress, not the adjective. That's the rule. Number 41. What is true among the following compound nouns like billboard, drugstore, district attorney, paper bag, post office? Choices are A. The first noun receives the primary stress. B. The second noun receives the primary stress. C. Both receives the primary stress. D. Both do not receive the primary stress. And letter E. Undetermined. Your answer? The answer is letter A. The first noun receives the primary stress. Take note, the rule for compound nouns, it's always the first noun receiving the primary stress. Item number 42. Which is true among the following ending words like AL, ICS, ICAL, ITY, ISON, TION, LAR, and AR, such as governmental, characteristics, logical, flexibility, decision, pronunciation, ocular? Choices are A. Primary stress is on the first syllable. B. Primary stress is on the second syllable. C. Primary stress is on the third syllable. D. Primary stress is before those endings. And letter E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter D. Primary stress is before those endings. So that's the rule, and that's why we put the primary stress before these endings, like governmental, characteristics, logical, flexibility, decision, etc., etc. Item number 43. What is common among the following words? Climb, calm, subtle, depth, land. Choices are the phoneme B is sounded. B, the phoneme B is silent. Letter C, the presence of the sound of phoneme B depends on the or on its phoneme combinations, and letter D, no common attribute. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The phoneme B is silent. Okay, so this is again a common mistakes among Filipinos. It's not climb, no, but rather the phoneme B there is silent. Climb, calm, subtle, death, lamb. Item number 44, which is true among the following group of words: heir, honor, honorarium, exhibit, shepherd. Choices are: the phoneme H is sounded. B, the phoneme H is silent. Letter C, the presence of the sound of phoneme H depends on its phoneme combinations. And letter D, no common attribute. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The phoneme H is silent. Thus we say heir, honor, honorarium, exhibit, shepherd. Item number 45. What is common among the following words: salmon, calf, Lincoln, half, bomb, almond? Choices are: the phoneme L is sounded. B, the phoneme L is silent. C, the presence of the sound of phoneme L depends on its phoneme combinations. And letter D, no common attribute. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The phoneme L is silent. Again, we do have a lot of common mistakes with this, the silent phonemes. Let's say, oftentimes we say salmon, but it's incorrect. It should be salmon. And then the same even with we say Lincoln, no, but it's Lincoln. And then same with this word, we say almond, but this is incorrect. It should be almond because the phoneme L is silent. Item number 46, which is true among the following words: course, cupboard, receipt, sum, pseudo. Choices are: the phoneme P is sounded. B, the phoneme P is silent. C, the presence of the sound of phoneme P depends on its phoneme combinations. And letter D, no common attribute. Your answer? The answer is letter B. The phoneme P is silent. Okay, common mistakes again. Now with these silent phonemes, we say course, cupboard, sum, receipt. Item number 47. As a speaker, which shows respect to your audience? Choices are: A, avoid making examples of your audience that will belittle them or harm their reputation. B, do not put down any particular person in the audience, irrespective of his or her gender, religion, ethnicity, race, educational or social status. C, avoid stereotyping. D, all of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter D, all of the above. Now, statement A, B, and C should be avoided. It's something that should not be done as a speaker. Now, to show respect for our audience. Item number 48. As a speaker, what actions that shows respect to your audience time? Choices are: committing yourself to allotted time given to you. B, preparing just enough content of your speech in proportion to your given time. C, both A and B. D, none of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter C, both A and B. Now you have to take, as a speaker, you have to take note of the allotted time. Now people are also having some other works or chores to do, and that you need to respect even how they have allotted their time in relation to the activities that they will have for that particular day. So you're taking time from them, and so you have to respect what is allotted to you as a speaker. Item number 49. Which of the following could be the purpose of the introduction of your speech? Choices are A. To arouse the attention and goodwill of your audience. B. To present the subject matter or problem to them. C. To furnish the audience a general view of the speech. D. All of the above. And letter E. None of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter D, all of the above. So statement A, B, and C are basically the three primary purposes of your introduction in the speech, and that's something must be achieved then when you establish or when you begin your speech. The last item, item 50. What can be a powerful way to conclude a speech? Choices are A. Giving a challenge, B. Giving a summary, C. Appealing to the emotions, D. Visualizing the future, and E. All of the above. Your answer? The answer is letter E, all of the above. So A, B, C, and D would be then your choices, which you need to select the most appropriate so far to adopt to end your or conclude your speech. That's the end of my session with you. And my prayer is for all of you to pass in your licensure examination for teachers. Let God's wisdom will flow to each and every one. God bless everyone. Thank you.